Coming up on AgweekTV, who benefits from changes in the new Farm Bill?
We'll look at risk management tools for 2019 at this year's Growing On meetings.
And we'll meet a young farmer who grew his first crop at just 14 years old. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Rose Dunn. It has been an unprecedented year in agriculture, but farmers are looking ahead at opportunities in the new year. That's the focus of this year's South Dakota Soybean Ag Outlook 2018, and that's where we find Michelle Rook.
Rose, more than 800 farmers take in this one-day market-focused meeting and annual convention of the South Dakota Soybean Association. It includes a trade show and a great lineup of speakers. They talked about ways to add value to soybeans through new uses like aquaculture and better production practices. Farmers also got updates on policy and the longer-term outlook for the grain markets. Of course, the big buzz in agriculture this weekend here at the Ag Outlook meeting was the conclusion of the G20 summit and the trade truce on the trade war with China. And here to visit about that is John Horder, South Dakota Soybean Association president. All right, we have 90 days to negotiate something with China. Can we get that done, and what are you hoping for?
You know, we're sure hoping that in 90 days we can make some progress. A lot of talks took place, but, you know, of course, nothing for sure or nothing was signed. But it's positive news, and we need positive news to move forward. You know, we're really hoping to get commitments of purchases that China will make from us, and also to lift or eliminate some of the tariffs, so it gets our prices down where they can buy them affordably, and to help get rid of some of our bushels around here.
If they start purchasing right now, we have Brazil's crop coming right behind us. What kind of a window do you think we have? What kind of volume can we get out for soybeans?
You know, anything helps. We've got a huge surplus. We had a great crop here. They're talking perfect conditions in South America and Brazil. So, anything we can get out now is definitely going to help chew through our surplus to help bring that price up.
Longer term, what would you hope for out of the conclusion of this negotiation?
I think the big thing is to get rid of the tariffs, so that helps make us more competitive in that world market, and that our soybeans are valuable to them. And they want our quality, so we need to get that price down there, so they want to purchase our soybeans rather than from somewhere else.
Thanks, John. That's John Horder, South Dakota Soybean Association president here at Ag Outlook 2018. In other trade news, the USMCA was signed at the G20 summit by the leaders of all three trading partners. The renegotiated NAFTA deal is welcomed by farmers, especially pork and corn growers, as Canada is a big customer for U.S. ethanol and DDGs. And Mexico is the top market for many staple U.S. ag products as well.
And we certainly hope that it goes forward because, especially for the corn industry, Mexico is our #1 export country for corn, and we need to keep that.
During the NAFTA renegotiation, Mexico is buying from other export countries, most notably South America. However, Skunis is optimistic they'll fully come back to the U.S. as a top source for ag goods. The trade deal must still be ratified by the legislative bodies of all three countries, and President Trump has even threatened to pull out of NAFTA to force U.S. passage. Well, in other Washington, D.C. news, the Farm Bill has been finalized, and Congressman Collin Peterson says it's not much different than the previous bill, but he is worried it will not provide an adequate safety net in light of low commodity prices and trade upsets. Peterson says the bill increases CRP acreage by 3 million acres. Farmers can annually choose between ARC and PLC after 2021, plus RMA yields will be used to figure payments rather than NASS data.
Using the crop insurance yields as opposed to the NASS yields, hopefully going to resolve some of these issues where we have one county that's getting nothing and the other county that's getting payments.
But he says dairy producers got the best deal, especially smaller operations.
And they needed it because we're losing dairy farmers like crazy. If you have less than 5 million pounds of milk, and that's about 240 cows, under what we have put in the bill, you will not be able to lose money unless you really try.
He says the SNAP work reform was also removed, which should ensure passage. The Environmental Protection Agency has released the mandated biofuels volumes for 2019 under the Renewable Fuels Standard. Conventional biofuel levels, including corn ethanol, were set at 15 billion gallons, which was expected. However, the industry was disappointed EPA did not reallocate the gallons of biofuels waived for small refiners.
They waived 2.25 billion gallons. There's no way with the waivers in place that will meet those targets on the RFS. So really need a pragmatic approach to how we're going forward with this.
She says with the breach in the RFS, they're preparing to fight EPA in court. The waivers have hurt the ethanol industry because they've pushed RIN prices down to around 10 cents and wrecked ethanol margins. When AgweekTV returns, we head back to the studio to meet a young farmer who's harvested his first crop at age 14.
For corn and soybean farmers, it's been a challenging year. So join us as we look towards the future and make sense of international trade at the second annual Northern Corn and Soybean Expo, featuring speakers Mark Mayfield and Chip Flory, with breakout sessions, free breakfast, lunch, and a large corn and soybean trade show. You don't want to miss the second annual Corn and Soybean Expo, Tuesday, February 12th at the Fargo Dome.
Small or large, Superior Grain Equipment has a storage solution for you with a wide variety of bin options and accessories, along with site planning and superior customer service. Plus, from top to bottom, we offer the industry's best bins and warranties to protect your products and your grain storage investment. Get superior quality, protection, and reliability with generations of experience and dependability. Make the superior choice today with Superior Grain Equipment.
Nothing holds more promise than a seed. And when it comes from Peterson Farm Seed, it's backed with a promise from us. We'll sell no seed we wouldn't be happy to plant on our own farm, so that growers like Mark can keep a promise of his own, to teach his kids how to care for the land, their family, and their community, and build a future that extends generations. Grow your promise. Grow Peterson Farm Seed.
Upgrade your trailer to electric with the Rolltech electric system from AgriCover. Strong, flexible pivot arms and motor mount rotate and telescope, allowing the roll tube to rise and flex over heaped loads. The positive automatic lock is impossible to back off to control the flow of grain. This integrated system uses one wireless remote to operate up to 10 tarps and hoppers, keeping your driver out of the dust, rain, and harm's way. See the Rolltech system in action at an AgriCover dealer near you.
When harvest comes around, time is precious and you don't have a moment to waste. Northstar Ag offers the Lofness GrainLogix Grain Bag Loader to deliver versatile grain storage performance load after load. Lofness's user-friendly grain baggers are easy to load and unload, perfect to get your harvest in the bag. Northstar Ag also sells a variety of Valmar spreaders, the leader in air boom delivery, and is a full-service Meridian hopper bin dealer. Visit NorthstarAg.com to see our complete new and used equipment inventory or give us a call.
The fugitive manager of the Ashby, Minnesota Farmers Co-op elevator has turned himself in to federal authorities. Jerry Hennessy has been missing since September 10th, when it was discovered that millions of dollars was missing from the elevator. He turned himself in after federal charges were filed against him on December 3rd, and he made his first court appearance on the 4th. Hennessy is accused of using millions of dollars of elevator money to pay for big game hunting and expensive taxidermy over several years. The average age of farmers today is around 60, but there's a young farmer near Grand Forks, North Dakota, who is bringing the average way down. Jonathan Knudsen talked to Nick Schleif about what drives him to get started so early in farming.
Most people at 14 years old don't farm 20 acres. They don't have a chance.
Until this year, Nick Schleif's main farming experience was a simulation video game he likes to play. This crop season, he got the chance to try his hand at the real thing. He grew corn on 20 acres he rented near his grandfather's farm at Glenwood, Minnesota, with the help of his family.
When you get, 3 generations in one field, it's awesome.
Nick's mom, Deb, works at the FSA office in Hillsboro, North Dakota, so she knew about the USDA's Youth Farm Loan Program. She encouraged her son to apply for the $5,000 loan to get started.
Last year, when he had the opportunity to rent these 20 acres, I said, well, I really want him to take out an FSA youth loan, just so that way he'd get the full aspect of filling out the paperwork and understanding the bookkeeping side of things, and just realizing that farming's more than just driving the tractor.
Nick's parents are one generation off the farm, but they're deeply rooted in ag. and they're happy their son is getting back to the land.
A lot of families that move away from the farm may never get that chance to go back to the farm. And, you know, that may be the end of it.
The family says it was a learning experience, but all in all, Nick's first crop was successful and profitable.
I'm feeding someone. I don't know who, but I know someone's getting corn. And I like that feeling because I'm connected to someone.
We went to the elevator and we got the check. It was like $8,200, you know, and so I said, well, let's take a picture of you with your check, and then the first thing we're going to do is go to the FSA office and pay off your loan.
Near Thompson, North Dakota, this is Jonathan Knutson for Ag Week.
Nick is already planning to grow soybeans and wheat next year with his grandpa. Jonathan will have more on this story in the next Ag Week magazine. Ahead on AgweekTV, we'll go back to Michelle at Ag Outlook 2018, where South Dakota's top soybean growers share their secrets to a great yield. And later, do you have your Christmas tree up yet? Katie Pinky visits a Christmas tree farm that's a holiday experience.
Martinson Ag Risk Management offers a variety of crop marketing and crop insurance packages to our customers. With over 40 years of experience, our dedicated staff works hard to ensure you get the best advice on crop insurance, marketing, and risk management. Contact Randy or any of the staff at Martinson Ag Risk Management today at 701-205-4200 or visit us online at martinsonag.com.
Aspire is a premium delivery of boron. It's a potash source that has two forms of boron in it. One form of boron is available early in the crop needs, and then we have another form of boron that's more of a slow release. So throughout the whole growth stage or a cycle of a crop, you need to teaspoon feed that crop, especially with these micronutrients. If you need to learn more about boron, what does boron do within the plant? So we have aspireboron.com. There's also cropnutrition.com.
Advanced Grain Handling is your regional dealer for grain handler dryers, bins, and accessories. With Grain Handler's continuous mixed flow drying systems, you're capable of high levels of grain dryer efficiency on all types of grain, including seed grain. Advanced Grain Handling also carries West Steel's quality stainless steel products for on-farm and commercial grain storage solutions. Advanced Grain Handling has licensed and trained service techs and a licensed electrical shop. Get a hold of Chad Kylo to find the perfect solution for your farm.
Make sure your farm equipment is season ready with an uptime inspection from your Titan Machinery service professionals. Titan Machinery's team of Case IH factory-trained service technicians has the knowledge and experience to find, correct, and prevent mechanical issues that could shut you down during the season. Your planting and harvest windows are short. For genuine Case IH parts and service, schedule an off-season uptime inspection at Titan Machinery today. Titan Machinery, your local Case IH dealer.
Welcome back to Ag Outlook 2018 here in Sioux Falls. It was another year of record soybean production in the state of South Dakota, and some of the state's top growers were recognized here at the convention. The South Dakota Soybean Yield Contest awards farmers leading the state with top yields. Many share some of the same successful practices, including this year's winner.
We started the year with doing grid soil sampling and prescription fertilizer applications. And throughout the season, we pulled tissue samples.
The contest has been responsible for pushing farmers to achieve higher yields in the state, and many have topped 100 bushels per acre. There's also a category for quality. 2018 was an unprecedented year in the grain markets, with the trade war and record crops pressuring prices. As a result, large amounts of grain went into storage waiting for better prices, and now farmers are looking for ways to market those bushels. That was the focus of the Growing On 2018 series held across South Dakota that attracted more than 1,500 farmers. Iowa State University's Stephen Johnson says the volatility in 2018 is a prime reason farmers need to manage crop price risk and focus on what they can control, like their marketing plan.
So I think focusing on things like time objectives, price objectives, now for old crop marketing, futures carry, basis, cost of ownership.
He says the unprecedented amount of old crop grain in storage will pressure basis levels in February and March, so farmers should take advantage of basis when it narrows in April and May.
We want to take advantage of the seasonality of futures and the seasonality of basis, unhook them. Quit using spot cash. Quit using forward contracts.
For new crop bushels, Johnson says farmers should adapt to hedge to arrive contracts for bushels they're willing to deliver using revenue protection crop insurance.
And if you don't want to deliver the bushels, use futures hedges or buy put options.
South Dakota Corn and Farm Credit Services host the Market Education Series because it's so critical to farmers' overall profitability.
Just getting them to focus on their break-even costs, trying to figure out what it is their true cost of production, help them make some better management decisions stepping into 19.
And now here's our agri-weather forecast.
The El Nino part of the winter weather pattern is really starting to get itself really evident right now. We're starting to see across the northern plains a lot of mild weather, big upper level ridge in place. That's a sign of El Nino. The snow and the rain, the snows and the rains, both of them, the stormy weather, the snows, tend to be a little further south in this pattern. California's been getting it, the central part of the Midwest, some of the south. Northern plains has been quite dry and mild of late. Here's the deal. The jet stream for the moment across North America is quite split, and it's the southern branch of the jet that has a lot of energy. Now, there's a lot of rain coming into the Pacific Northwest, but the way this northern jet meanders, it remains relatively weak. It's not delivering much really cold air. A little bit of a dip the last few days, but that's beginning to fade. These southern jet stream storms have some thunderstorms on the southern part, and they can fade into snow on the north, but it's snow without any Arctic air. This first storm will move out to sea this week, and it looks like there'll be another one that will likely form around midweek. That one will move up through the Middle West, so your Corn Belt areas will be getting snow and rain, but the northern plains are likely to stay fairly dry this week as long as the split flow pattern seems to be continuing. And as we move ahead to the second week, the split maybe briefly fades, but doesn't really go away. That's going to keep the northern plains dry. Southern part of the U.S. will be where the storms are. As far as the temperatures go, it looks very mild northern plains, relatively cool across the deep south. It's what you get in this pattern. It's cooler than average down south, but it's milder than average across the north, and the Arctic air stays pretty well bottled up in the high Arctic, and we don't see any of that. Now, it's not going to stay this way all winter, but it does look like it's going to stay this way for at least the next couple of weeks. For the northern plains, mild and dry.
With the all-new GreenFit system from Ricard, plug and play is finally a reality when using John Deere AutoTrack guidance with existing new products like the Challenger 1000 series or all-new C-Series Rogators from Butler Machinery. GreenFit is an authorized navigation interface that utilizes the existing John Deere AutoTrack guidance system to steer most Challenger tractors and sprayers. GreenFit eliminates the worry of learning and converting to a new steering system when buying an industry-leading Challenger from Butler Machinery. Learn more about GreenFit at butlermachinery.com.
Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley source for Batco. Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley Batco dealer.
Steffes. We have representatives everywhere. Through North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, and Minnesota, we can find a buyer for what you are selling. We know how to market your farmland or equipment. Give us a call. We'll sit down and tell you all about the Steffes way.
Add more bushels to your hopper and money to your pocket by harnessing the power of air with Crary Wind Systems. Whether your beans are chest high or barely off the ground, Crary offers two solutions that add a constant stream of high-velocity air to quickly feed crop back to the auger, eliminating bunching, reducing shatter loss, and increasing your ground speed. Don't let crop conditions dictate your yield. Check out the Crary Air Reel or Crary Wind System today.
The AgweekTV Ag Tech Minute is brought to you by Bushel.
Finding land to rent can be a tough process. On this Ag Tech Minute, we'll take a look at a new app called Tillable, designed to help connect farmland owners with those who want to rent land.
Tillable is a farmland rental platform to connect landowners and growers and allow landowners to do a better job of managing their farmland. The problem that we're trying to solve is to help landowners get fair market value for their land, number one. Number two, we're trying to help growers have a better path to finding more land to farm. I learned of some of the difficulties landowners face, especially if they're a remote landowner that didn't necessarily grow up on the farm. They don't really know how to manage the farm. I just realized that it's a $32 billion market. Over 40% of the farmland is rented. It just seemed like a big problem that needed to be solved. It just really kind of makes sense, right? That you can get a notification of new land in your area, quickly place an offer on it, and just really have a better way for a grower to expand his operation. So it seems almost surprising it hasn't been done yet.
It's that time of year. Christmas trees and other holiday decorations are going up. If you choose a real tree, you're supporting a farming operation like the one Katie Pinky visited near Purim, Minnesota. She joins us now for a trip to a Christmas tree farm.
Cupkie Christmas Village is more than a tree farm. It's a holiday experience grown from one family's desire to expand their operation.
In the summer of '98, I was done with college. Dad wanted to start opening up the Christmas tree farm. The first 2 weeks were really interesting. All you could see were mainly weeds out here in the first section of the farm and then the bigger trees in the back. Then over the course of the years, we kind of changed and our philosophy changed, that we actually wanted to start a tradition for families to come out to the farm and spend the day, enjoy themselves.
In agriculture, we all want value-added agriculture. What's the impact you've seen on your family's business, but also just on this area?
We don't have a lot of big cities and stuff like that, so a lot of the other farms that were at part of Minnesota Christmas Tree Grower Association are closer to the Twin Cities. One of our biggest following is people coming from North Dakota.
Like me.
Like you. And so when we have those people come out here, I want to say it has some impact on not only our business, but other people's businesses as well.
Sustainable agriculture is something that's talked about a lot in the agriculture industry, and I look at a real Christmas tree as a part of sustainable agriculture. You're planting more trees.
I plant 6,500 trees every year with the hopes that by the time they get to harvestable size, that half of them are remaining. And a lot of people say, well, I'd hate to cut that tree down. Well, each one of these trees, a pine cone falls on the ground and I'll get 5 or 6 more trees that come up. So, they self-generate, they die naturally.
If someone was going to make a road trip from anywhere in the region to come to your business here at Cupkie Christmas Village, what would you want to tell them about before they get in the car and they're going to make a couple-hour drive?
Dress warm. Plan on spending the day, and, because to find that perfect tree, put a little time into it. Have a good time.
In here we have the pre-cuts, and for the species variety it's just the balsam and the Fraser firs. Frasers hold their needles a little bit better.
Let's go with this one on the end.
Oh, you want this one for sure?
I think so.
You really aren't picky. All right.
No, I'm not picky. I'm going for the kissing ball.
You're going for the kissing ball.
Where should I hang it?
A lot of people, they hang it kind of by their doorways, where they have the big entrances, where they have it kind of cradled off here, and then there's actually the door. There's a bunch of different things that you can kind of do with it. It's a ball of green.
I love it. Cupkie Christmas Village is open through December 22nd.
Thanks, Katie. My family's been there several times. Still ahead on Ag Week TV, soybean growers have the chance to influence policy.
Big Boy Toys.
Stein Seed Company is home to one of the most prolific, highest-yielding corn and soybean breeding programs in the world. When it comes to research, yield is what matters most. With the largest private soybean breeding program in the U.S. and the industry's most aggressive corn research, Stein is in a class of its own when it comes to developing new, higher-performing seed. Choose genetics. Choose results. Give Shane Kylo a call at 701-866-9864 to learn what Stein Seed can do for your operation.
This is Dennis Beliski reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On-site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
Ag Week is excited to bring you the Ag Week app with useful features and the latest news and information right at your fingertips. Get your Ag Week news, weather, and the latest episodes of Ag Week TV. Plus, see real-time information on the futures market and view local cash bids for your crops. Stay updated and take Ag Week with you wherever you are. Download the Ag Week app today.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? Ag Week magazine. Reaching over 70,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. Ag Week provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. Ag Week. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
Ag Week TV Soy Insight, brought to you by the North Dakota Soybean Council.
The North Dakota Soybean Council wants growers to think about running for the board. It's the role of the board to invest soybean checkoff dollars, but Executive Director Stephanie Sinner says board members also have the opportunity to influence the industry at every level.
This is an opportunity for our soybean producers to really get involved at any level that they feel an interest in, whether it's in issues right here in your backyard in North Dakota that are happening in your county, or here at the state level to boards that work on national and international concerns and challenges facing our soybean industry.
There will be elections in the 4 districts you see with stars, Districts 1, 5, 7, and 9. Nomination forms will be mailed out at the end of December, and your returned forms must be postmarked by January 11th. Thanks for watching this week's edition of Ag Week TV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com or download the Ag Week app. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. We'll see you next week.